Hello, fellow seeker. Welcome to the Wordscaper, your quiet corner for gentle reflections, a sanctuary where we can pause and truly listen. Today, we invite you to journey into a concept so fundamental, yet so often overlooked, that it might just rearrange your entire understanding of existence. What if reality, as you know it, is simply your nervous system's opinion? We walk through the world with an unshakable conviction that what we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell is an objective, universal truth. The tree outside your window is green, the coffee in your mug is hot, the sound of rain on the roof is distinct. These seem like irrefutable facts, shared experiences that bind us in a common reality. But pause for a moment. Consider the subtle dance happening within you, the intricate symphony of electrical impulses and chemical reactions that constitute your very being. Every flicker of light, every vibration of sound, every subtle scent is translated, interpreted, and ultimately constructed by a remarkable, mysterious, and deeply subjective entity, your nervous system. This isn't an argument for solipsism, that only your mind exists. Rather, it's an invitation to recognize the profoundly personal lens through which you experience the world. It's a call to question the very fabric of what we call reality, and to consider that our perception isn't a direct window to an objective truth, but a highly curated, deeply personalized, and often surprising interpretation generated by our biological machinery. In essence, the universe you inhabit, the world you feel, is less a fixed external landscape and more a sophisticated, real-time hallucination, crafted by the silent, ceaseless work of your own brain. Let's begin by stripping away the layers of our assumed objectivity. Our sensory organs are not passive receivers of information. They are active filters, designed to capture only a tiny sliver of the vast spectrum of external stimuli. Think of light. What we perceive as visible light is merely a minuscule band within the electromagnetic spectrum. Bees see ultraviolet patterns invisible to us. Bats navigate by echolocation using sound frequencies far beyond our hearing. And a dog's world is dominated by an olfactory landscape we can barely imagine. Their reality is inherently different from ours, not just in detail, but in fundamental quality. This isn't just about superior or inferior senses. It's about different modes of experiencing. Our brains then take these filtered signals and perform an extraordinary feat. They construct our perception. When light hits your retina, it doesn't immediately become the vibrant, three-dimensional scene you experience. Instead, it generates electrical signals that travel to the visual cortex. There, the brain pieces together fragments, interprets patterns, fills in gaps, and creates the coherent, immersive visual world you believe you're observing. It's an active process of inference and prediction. Your brain isn't just seeing, it's imagining what's most likely out there, based on incoming data, past experiences, and ingrained biases. Consider the phenomenon of optical illusions. They don't trick your eyes, they trick your brain. They demonstrate that your brain prioritizes coherent interpretation over literal sensory input. It would rather create a plausible, albeit incorrect scene than present you with contradictory information. This predictive nature is incredibly efficient. It allows us to navigate a complex world quickly, but it also means we're often experiencing what our brain expects to experience, not necessarily what is objectively there. This intricate construction extends far beyond mere sensory data. Our emotions, memories, and beliefs are interwoven into this tapestry of perception. If you've had a negative experience in a particular place, that location might instantly evoke feelings of discomfort, even if it's objectively beautiful. Your past biases color your present perception. The nervous system isn't just translating signals, it's integrating meaning, overlaying emotional valence, and shaping the narrative of your experience. The same words spoken by two different people can land entirely differently, not because of the words themselves, but because your nervous system interprets them through the filter of your relationship, your history, your expectations of each speaker. The implications of this extend to the very concept of self and consciousness. What is it like to be you? This is the hard problem of consciousness, the subjective, qualitative experience of being. The redness of red, the taste of chocolate, the ache of sadness. These are qualia, private, phenomenal experiences that no amount of objective scientific description can fully capture. While we can describe the neurological activity correlated with seeing red, we cannot convey what it feels like to see red to someone who has never seen it. This suggests that reality, in its most immediate lived form, is an internal production, a phenomenal world rendered specifically for your unique nervous system. Our shared reality, then, is often an emergent consensus, a collection of individual nervous system opinions that largely, but never perfectly, align. We agree that the sky is blue because our nervous systems, operating on similar biological programming, generally interpret light wavelengths in the same way, leading to a common understanding. But even then, nuances exist. Are two people seeing the exact same shade of blue, or merely agreeing on the label blue for their distinct internal experiences? This question pushes us to the limits of what can be objectively known about subjective experience. This perspective also illuminates why empathy can be so challenging, yet so vital. When someone experiences joy, sorrow, or anger, they are not merely having an emotional reaction. Their nervous system is literally constructing a different experienced reality. To truly understand another, we must attempt to step into the framework of their nervous system's opinion, recognizing that their truth is as valid and real to them as yours is to you. Conflict often arises not from a clash of objective truths, but from a collision of deeply held, internally constructed realities. When two people argue about what happened, they are often arguing about what their respective nervous systems perceived and interpreted, filtered through individual histories, biases, and emotional states. Language itself plays a critical role in shaping this nervous system's opinion. The words we use, the categories we create, influence how our brains process and organize information. Cultures that have many words for snow experience snow differently than those with only one. Languages that differentiate between more shades of green allow their speakers to perceive those nuances more readily. Our linguistic frameworks provide a scaffolding upon which our nervous system builds its reality, demonstrating how profoundly intertwined our internal worlds are with external cultural constructs. The reality of a tribal elder, whose language shapes their perception of nature and time, might be profoundly different from that of a modern city dweller, even if they stand in the same physical space. So, if reality is merely our nervous system's opinion, what are the implications for how we live, how we learn, and how we connect? Firstly, it invites a radical sense of humility. Our deeply held convictions, our certainties about the way things are, begin to soften when we understand their subjective origins. This isn't to say that nothing is real, or that all truths are equally valid in every context. Gravitational pull is a consistent force, and a car driving towards you requires a real physical response. But it does mean recognizing that our experience of these objective phenomena is unique. It fosters a gentle questioning of our own perspectives and an openness to the realities of others. Secondly, it empowers us to recognize the malleability of our own experience. If our reality is constructed, then we are not merely passive recipients of the world. We are active participants in its creation. While we cannot simply wish away objective facts, we can profoundly influence how our nervous system interprets and responds to them. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and cognitive behavioral therapy work precisely because they train the nervous system to process information differently, to shift its opinion about perceived threats, discomforts, or joys. By changing our internal frameworks, we can literally change our experience of reality, fostering greater peace, resilience, or creativity. The path to transforming our lives often begins with understanding how our internal map is drawn. Thirdly, it cultivates deeper empathy and compassion. When we grasp that each person lives within the unique construct of their own nervous system, we become more patient, more understanding, and less judgmental. Their anger, their fear, their joy, these are real experiences for them, products of their unique internal processing. We move beyond simply hearing words to attempting to comprehend the entire internal world from which those words emerged. This perspective can dissolve rigid boundaries and foster genuine connection, built on a shared recognition of our individual subjective journeys. We begin to understand that misunderstanding isn't just about poor communication, but about fundamentally different internal maps of the world. Fourthly, this perspective can be immensely liberating. The weight of needing to find one true objective reality can be crushing. But when we understand that our personal reality is a dynamic, evolving creation, we can let go of the rigid need for external validation or conformity. We become freer to explore different ways of being, different interpretations, different paths, knowing that our internal world is ours to cultivate. It fosters a profound sense of self-ownership over our inner landscape. We are not just living in reality, we are, in a very real sense, living our reality. Finally, this profound insight reminds us of the inherent mystery and wonder of existence. Even if reality is our nervous system's opinion, it is an opinion so rich, so intricate, so convincingly rendered, that it feels utterly real. The very fact that our brains can conjure such a vibrant, multisensory universe from mere electrical impulses is a testament to the staggering complexity and beauty of life itself. It means that every interaction, every sensory input, is not just information, but an active, creative act. We are not just observers, we are magnificent biological architects of our own experienced universe. So the next time you look at a vibrant sunset, feel the warmth of a loved one's hand, or listen to a cherished piece of music, pause and consider. This profound, undeniable experience is not just out there. It is being exquisitely rendered, moment by moment, within the silent, tireless chambers of your own being. It is your nervous system's most magnificent opinion, and in that opinion lies the whole, vivid, subjective wonder of your reality. As you step away from this quiet corner of the Wordscaper today, I invite you to carry this thought with you. Notice the subtle ways your nervous system crafts your day, your interactions, your very sense of what is real. Perhaps in this mindful observation, you'll uncover new depths of understanding, new pathways to empathy, and a renewed appreciation for the extraordinary universe you carry within. Thank you for listening. Until our next reflection, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep wondering.